everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic, and we here at Cultaholic are very, very excited indeed because it's almost time for AEW Double or Nothing. What's better than one Double or Nothing? And of course, in time-honoured tradition, we will be doing a lovely set of predictions for all you wonderful people. And don't forget as well, if you want to join in and get involved with all of the fun and games over this weekend, Adam Pacitti will be live streaming his reactions of the event this Sunday on this very YouTube channel. So, without any further ado, let's crack on with the first round of predictions. And the first match we're going to talk about is the Casino Battle Royale. Now, I'm going to go personally, and it's a bit of a boring choice, but forgive me for that, I'm going to go for Christian Cage. I feel as though, yes, he may be the favourite in the match, but I think that's for a reason. I think he's probably going to win and go on to challenge Kenny Omega at some point in the future and lose. I can't see them pushing Christian much further up the card than the role he's currently in, helping guys have great matches and putting on great matches himself, which is very impressive indeed at his age, but I don't think the belt's quite for him. But I do think a victory is in the works for this Sunday.
They kind of teased something between him and Kenny Omega, so I feel like this is where you can get the ball rolling. Christian Cage to win the Casino Battle Royale for me. I know a lot of AEW purists will be upset with somebody new coming in and taking it, but I think it's a good choice. I think putting him and Omega in there will be good fun, and this is how we get there. Obvious choice as well. I think that Andrade El Idolo may make an appearance as a little extra surprise, little character appearance. Don't know why my voice is so high. Christian Cage to win.
Now, it's my birthday on Double or Nothing, which naturally means that AEW are going to watch this video, take all of my picks, and then make them come true as a lovely little birthday treat for me. But with that in mind, I think I'm going to go for the most logical choice, which to me is Christian Cage. He kind of got diverted off course a little bit, didn't he, when he came into the company? And I think this is a great way to set him up and kind of retool him and put him back on his path toward Kenny Omega.
Ooh, first match. And this one's actually a little bit of a tricky one for me. I'm going to take...
I need a word with you. You can bring your stuff, please. Come on.
Yes.
Hello. It gives me no pleasure in saying this, but Andrew Hodkinson has been a menace to Cultaholic since the day he started. We've tolerated his behaviour up until now, but when I arrived for work this morning, Sam Driver informed me that Andrew had committed what can only be described as a truly despicable act. Fortunately, the Cultaholic security camera picked up this act, and I will play that footage for you now. Disgusting. Throwing any kind of food, Yorkshire puddings or otherwise, at the Cultaholic office is in breach of Andrew's contract of employment, so the decision has been taken to indefinitely suspend Andrew Hodkinson from Cultaholic with immediate effect. This is not a decision that we've taken lightly. We hope you understand. We hope that we as a company and community can move on from this. And let's all just forget that Andrew ever existed. Thank you.
Just looking at Casino Battle Royale history in AEW from Hangman Page to Lance Archer, sometimes it would appear just going with the obvious pick is the right thing to do. So that's what I'm going to do here today. And the obvious pick is... it's Christian Cage, because outwork everybody, do the wrestling better than everybody else, and do the things more than everybody put together. Christian.
Next up, it's the match full of rage. It's Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. I'm going for Hangman in this one. I feel like that just makes sense after Brian Cage got the victory over him on Dynamite. Hangman's going to get his win back and continue on this heroic ascent, which I'm still hoping and praying leads to him beating Kenny Omega and taking that AEW World Championship from him in what could possibly go down as the greatest moment in AEW history. Now, that's all looking far, far ahead, but just on this Sunday, I think Hangman is going to come back fighting strong against Brian Cage and beat him, but with quite a lot of difficulty in the process.
Page and Cage will rage, but I think Page will take the win here, having lost to Brian Cage a while back and Cage dining out on that victory. It's time for Adam Page to get that back and start that slow build towards a match with Kenny Omega. I do believe we're building to Page versus Omega for the world title, and this is where we can see that slow build begin with Page beating Cage.
Now, as much as I love Brian Cage, I feel like the spotlight is finally ready for Hangman to start clawing his way slowly toward the top, toward where we know he needs to be, toward the championship. I reckon this match is going to be wild, with Hangman having to dig really, really deep here, but I think he will come out on top. Hangman to win.
So Cage beat Page on Dynamite, therefore I'm going a double or nothing for Page to beat Cage with all of the rage while wearing beige.
Next up, Sting and Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Now this one, I was almost tempted to go for a little bit of an upset pick here and go for Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, but then I had to just take a step back away from the storyline and just look at the bigger picture. This is Sting's first match in front of a live audience in so long, and I think that AEW would be very, very bold to have him lose that match. And I don't think they're going to. I think Sting and Darby Allin are going to pick up the victory, maybe getting Darby a little bit of redemption as well after he was crushed by Miro, and I think that's what I'm going to go for. But I wouldn't be too surprised if things didn't pan out quite that way. I've been a coward. I should have gone for the other pick. I'm a very cowardly man.
First AEW show in front of a full packed crowd. It feels right to give Sting a big win in front of them. I think Sting and Darby Allin are going to pick up the win over a game Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Don't expect Sting to do a lot in this match. You know, pop in and do your greatest hits, maybe get taken out early on so you can have a little sleep on the apron, but definitely be in there and get the final 1, 2, 3.
Now, when I look at this one, the thing my eye keeps getting drawn back to is the name Sting. I mean, he's a wrestling legend. This is his huge return in front of an audience for the first time in forever. He's backing up one of the biggest underdogs in the company in the shape of Darby Allin. I think it'd be foolish to choose anybody but Darby and Sting here.
Sting is the hardest man in all of professional wrestling. I reckon he dips that bat of his in a jug of COVID and then waggles it in the people's faces so nobody ever really gets close to him when he has a bat in hand. I reckon he'll have a bat at Double or Nothing. Therefore, because he has that bat, I reckon himself and Darby Allin will come out on top here, even though I don't really want them to. The other two lads should win. They've got more going for them going forwards, haven't they?
Whoa! Cody Rhodes and Ogogo! Whoa! This one's hard. This one's really hard, because at first I was thinking it's going to be Big Anthony straight away and he's going to absolutely dominate Cody. Then I thought, hang on, and I started looking at the clues in the build-up to this match. Cody's busted out the patriotism. He's the All-American boy. He's wrestling under his father's nickname, the American Dream, rather than the American Nightmare. I think it would be very, very brave indeed for Cody to do all of that and then lose the match. But then I thought, hang on, he's probably going to want some time off soon, maybe to, hang out with his new child and everything once the baby's born. So I'm going to go for Anthony Ogogo, but I've just got a horrible feeling, because this is pro wrestling, that America will win in the end, because America always wins in pro wrestling. But no, I'm sticking to my countrymen. I'm saying, come on, Anthony Ogogo, you can do it. Batter that horrible blue-eyed blonde boy and bring it home. Wrestling's coming home. Home is the UK. Anthony Ogogo for the win.
Despite all the pomp and the pageantry and the Americana that is flowing through this rivalry, a big part of me really wants to see Ogogo just from the bell whack Cody Rhodes in the guts and bin him 1, 2, 3. Like, I want a big build-up, all that to this match, Cody walking out as the American Dream and all this stuff. Ding, ding, whack, 1, 2, 3. I'd love that. That should be a thing that happens. I'm picking Ogogo to win dead quick.
Now, I really wanted Ogogo in this one, and I can see it, but it just makes me feel uneasy whenever I see in that opponent column the name Cody Rhodes. Something tells me that Cody's going to somehow valiantly fight through a lot of abuse in order to just eke out a win here. I mean, in a just world, it will be Ogogo's, but this isn't a just world, I feel. This is Cody's world.
America in my hole. I'm an American, Cody Rhodes. Oh, we all know what's going to happen in this matchup, don't we? What should happen is Anthony Ogogo takes that right hand, goes twat right in the belly of Cody Rhodes early on, gets a shocking KO victory, and a new star is born. But because of America, and because AEW is off of America, and Cody Rhodes is America, we all know what's going to happen here. Cody Rhodes will take a twat right to the belly. He'll go, oh, I'm injured. I need to go backstage for treatment, like he does in each and every one of his matches these days. But he won't quite make it to the back. He'll go, I'm Cody Rhodes. I'm a valiant baby face. I'll take down that evil foreigner, even though my guts are hanging out, because I am American and I am fighting for what's right. I am fighting for my life. A handlebar mustache grows on his face. Cody valiantly comes back down to the ring and he does some things to beat Anthony Ogogo. I don't want him to, but it's going to happen because America. All the best, America.
TNT Championship time next as Miro takes on Lance Archer. I would be so shocked if Lance Archer was to pick up the win in this match. It's Miro's first big defense after winning the belt from Darby Allin, and I can't see them taking that TNT title off him for quite some time. And when that does eventually happen, whoever beats Miro will get a huge boost because of that. But for now, I can't see anything other than a comprehensive Miro win. Miro crush, game over. That's what he says.
Miro's not losing here. He's barely had the championship 10 minutes. I think him and Lance Archer are going to have themselves a big beefy boy battle, and we do love a big beefy boy battle, but I do believe that the win is going to go to Miro. He's keeping hold of that championship a little longer. It looks good on him.
It's gotta be Miro, surely. I mean, he's just won the thing, and it's my birthday. What are you gonna do, ruin my birthday? You can't do that. It's on Miro Day. Ridiculous.
Now this one is a really hard one to call because on one hand, Miro has been on a tear and he's just won the TNT title, and on the other hand, we have Lance Archer who has had so many big matches but he's lost all of the big matches. Therefore, should he lose one more big match and still be classed as a proper serious threat? I've got no idea. It's a flick of an imaginary coin. It's landed on Miro.
AEW Tag Team title action next as those horrible Young Bucks take on Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I should mention, by the way, a lot of people might be thinking, Jack, have you ditched Owen? Why is he not with you for the... Don't worry, Owen's just having a week off. It's fine. Don't worry about that. Just thought I should mention that because I imagine by this point the comments will be getting quite annoyed. Anyway, I'm going for a big babyface victory in this match. I'm going to go for Moxley and Kingston to pull out the win, purely because I think that FTR are going to end up as the tag champs once again at some point in the not too distant future. And I think that AEW would rather have them take the titles from a pair of absolute bona fide babyfaces in Moxley and Kingston than from the Young Bucks, who admittedly are their greater rivals, but it wouldn't make sense at this point in their careers. So for now, I'm going for Moxley and Kingston to win the belts and then potentially enter into a feud with FTR somewhere down the line.
First show in front of a live crowd, I do believe we want a memorable title change. I think we're getting two at this particular show. The first one is going to be Moxley and Eddie Kingston dethroning the Young Bucks. A brawl to end it all between these two, with the arrogant Young Bucks finally getting defeated by the Wild Things. Are we calling them that? I guess we are now. Kingston and Moxley to become the champions here.
Now, Moxley and Kingston would be great, wouldn't it? But I feel like it's just too juicy a carrot to dangle right here, right now. And even though I feel really dirty for doing it because they're so contemptible, I'm going to side with the Young Bucks. There's nothing in the world I would love to see more than the Young Bucks getting turned into absolute mush. Let's just until they resemble Ditto from Pokemon, basically. But there's no way in hell they're not cheating to win. There's just no way. I mean, it's just going to pour so much more petrol on the fire.
Now you see, everybody, you take away the shoes of the Young Bucks, and therefore you take away the source of their dickheadedness. It's a shame, therefore, that the Young Bucks, as they like to tell us so many times, they've got so much money, I reckon they might just be able to afford a fresh pair of kicks. And because of that, they'll have the source of their kickness and dickheadness back, and they'll beat Moxley and Eddie Kingston to retain the tag team titles. I just can't see Kingston and Moxley winning the tag team titles this time around. I don't know what it is. Up yours, young cucks.
Next up, in my mind, the easiest match of the night to predict. Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's Championship against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. If Britt Baker doesn't win this match, I'm going to march on Jacksonville, Florida, because she should. She deserves it. She has been astoundingly good, both on the mic and in the ring, since she returned from injury pretty much, and I think that the right decision will be for her to win here, and I'm pretty confident that she will as well. DMD.
I mentioned in my last prediction that we're going to get 2 memorable title changes here. This is going to be the second. Dr. Britt Baker has been the backbone of the women's division in AEW for so long now, and it's only right that she gets the title to go with it as well. I think everyone's pulling for Britt Baker in this one with the greatest of respect to Hikaru Shida. I feel like everybody's ready for this title reign to end. I feel like if she doesn't win, there might be an angry crowd. And I think Baker might be the face on this particular night. I think they're just going to roll with it. Give Dr. Britt Baker the chance to extract the championship from Hikaru Shida, and she will.
It's got to be Britty B, surely. I feel like I've waited so long. I feel like everybody's waited so long for this to happen, but the timing just feels right. The audience is going to be there. It's just going to be a big moment. And I think Britt is the right decision to lead AEW's women's division moving forward.
When it's been allowed to flourish, Hikaru Shida's AEW Women's World title reign has been absolutely fantastic, with the when it's been allowed to flourish very much key in that statement there. I think just because it's not really been focused on for all that much, it's time for a new champion who hopefully can put new impetus on the women's title belt and therefore get it featured more and more and more on AEW Dynamite. And who, quite frankly, who better than Britt Baker? She's been on a tear the past year with microphone in hand. Now it's time to put that lockjaw on and have the wrestling match up to the talking and just make the women used more. Have the women used more on Dynamite. It's not too hard, is it? Having that one match before the main event. Come on, AEW. Britt Baker to bring a change to the AEW women's division here.
In the AEW World Championship match, we have 3 potential winners to pick from. Kenny Omega, the reigning champion, of course, defending against Pac and Orange Cassidy. And I can't see anything other than a Kenny Omega win here, retaining that AEW World Championship. I would love it if Pac won that title. I would love it if Orange Cassidy won that title. But I think that it's not time for Kenny Omega to lose quite yet, is it? He's going to keep hold of that belt for quite some time until, as I've already mentioned about twice in this video already, Hangman Page is going to gloriously take it from him, and we're all going to live in love and peace and harmony forever and ever and ever. But for now, it's going to be Kenny Omega's day.
Delighted to see Toon Boy Pac in the main event of a major show in America. You love to see it. Orange Cassidy being in there as well is absolutely amazing. Happy with this main event. Really love the 3-way that we're going to get. I don't think either are winning, though. I think Kenny Omega is going to leave after a very entertaining, unpredictable 3-way dance as the AEW World Champion. So Kenny Omega to keep the title here.
You're absolutely joking, right? As much as I would love to see Pac as champion, it ain't happening here. It just isn't. Kenny's on a quest for gold. That's not letting up anytime soon. It's going to be a hell of a match, and I cannot wait to see the match. It's going to be absolutely unreal. How could it not be? Look at everybody involved. But Kenny Omega is retaining the title, and Kenny Omega is leaving to go and win another title until he resembles Ultimo Dragon, you know?
Orange Cassidy is not as hot as he once was in AEW. War Jody Pac, he's not as hot as he once was in AEW. And because these 2 bona fide superstars have cooled off in comparison to what they used to be, I can only see Kenny Omega retaining his title by nefarious means. That dirty, naughty boy. You dirty bastard, Kenny Omega. You dirty, naughty bastard. He'll retain and he'll pull some faces and he'll do some very exaggerated motions, he will. Because that's what Kenny Omega does.
And finally, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle in Stadium Stampede action. And remember, if the Inner Circle lose, they have to disband forever. It's tough. It's a tough one. I'm going to go with my heart and go with my gut and say that the Pinnacle are going to pick up the victory here. Yes, the Inner Circle lost in the Blood and Guts match, and yes, you'd perhaps favour the Inner Circle to get a revenge victory here, but I think the more compelling storyline is the Inner Circle having to all go their separate ways and exist on their own. So, I'm going to go for the Pinnacle to win and for the Inner Circle to break up, and it's going to be a huge moment.
Going to be interesting to see how they do the Stadium Stampede this year, you know, because last year there wasn't a crowd to entertain. I don't think you're going to pack out an arena just to have them stare at a Tron for half an hour. They have hinted at some live elements in this one, and I think it's needed to keep people entertained. Regardless of all of that, I think Inner Circle are winning here. I think the celebration with Eric Bischoff on AEW Dynamite is a red herring to make us think that maybe they might be breaking up. They ain't going nowhere. Inner Circle's beating Pinnacle in what is going to be a fun Stadium Stampede, possibly main event.
Now, every single time he's on screen, I look at MJF and I think, how can he make people hate him possibly even just a tiny bit more? He's just so good at winding people up that I feel there's only one way that this can go. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take Pinnacle here because, I mean, if you think about it, it'd be nice to have Inner Circle win. It really would. And, you know, keep them together for a bit. But what's one guaranteed way you can apply even more heat to MJF? Throw a few more 100 kilotons on the nuclear fire. It would be to beat them and disband them for good. Plus, it's wrestling. For good doesn't mean diddly squat. It'll be fine. The Pinnacle are gonna win this one.
As much as I would love to be standing here telling you I reckon the Pinnacle is going to win so we can put an end to this feud so the Inner Circle can stop doing their cringy bollocks. Let me tell you, as cringe incarnate myself, what the Inner Circle are doing these days is utterly cringe and not landing for me whatsoever. Chris Jericho's a babyface here in 2021 does not work in my opinion. Therefore, it's obvious the Inner Circle are going to win so we can avenge the injury to Chris Jericho's arm when he fell off the top of the cage in that Blood and Guts matchup. It's a shame, so it is. The cringe bollocks will continue, but the Inner Circle will win here.
So those are our predictions for AEW Double or Nothing 2021. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your predictions, why not, in that comment section down below. And remember that Adam Pacitti will be live streaming his reactions on YouTube this Sunday. Thanks once again. Stay safe out there. Stay very positive indeed. And I'll see you soon.